Hi all, welcome to Concept-Wise Learning Hub. In today's session, we are going to revise Unit 1, Evolution and Fundamental of Business. Let's first discuss what is economic activities. Economic activities are simply those activities that people perform to earn income or a livelihood. These are classified into three types: business, profession, and employment. The first one is business. Business involves production or selling of goods and services with the objectives of earning a profit. Since business involves uncertainty, it also involves risk. For example, a bakery or a supermarket. The second is profession. Profession requires specialized knowledge and qualification. The main objective is to provide service, and income earned is in the form of fees. For example, doctor, lawyer, and chartered accountant. The third is employment. Here, a person works under an employer and they receive a fixed salary. There is no business risk involved. For example, a teacher, a bank, employer, etc. And whenever you hear economic activity, remember this memory trick, that is BPE, business, profession and employment. This is very important part for examination. Students often get confused between these three concepts. So let's understand the main differences. So the main motive of business is profit. The main motive of profession is to render service with the aim of earning a fee. And the main motive of employment is to earn a fixed salary. And in business, the qualification is not compulsory, and in a profession, the qualification is compulsory, and in employment, the qualification will be depend on the job requirements. And in business, there should be a high amount of risk, and in profession, there will be a low amount of risk compared to the business. And in employment, there is no risk, because here the employer will give a fixed amount of salary every month. And capital in business, capital is required, and in profession the capital is very limited, and in employment there is no capital required. And a code of conduct, business should not follow any code of conduct, but a profession, they should follow a prescribed code of conduct. And the employment, the code of conduct is according to the service rules. So in we have to remember in a simple way, like that business on both high risk and they will earn a profit. In profession, they are experts, they need a special qualifications, and they will get a fee. In the employment, there will be an employee and they will get a salary, and there will be no risk. Now let's understand the meaning of business. Business is an economic activity involving the production, purchase or sale of goods and services with the objectives of earning profit. To identify whether an activity is actually a business, remember this memory code, that is REP. That is, in business there should be a regularity, there should be an exchange, and there should be a profit motive. The first is regularity. Business must be carried out regularly. For example, a shop that operates every day is a business, but selling your old bicycle once is not a business. Next is exchange. There must be an exchange of goods or service for money. The third is profit motive. The main objectives of the business is to earn a profit. So remember this short form, that is REP, that is regularity, exchange and profit motive. Without this three elements, it will not be a business. Let's now discuss the characteristics of business. To make this easy, we have to remember two memory cards. The part one is EPSR and PURIS, PURIS. So E stands for economic activities. Business is always done to earn a income. And P stands for production or procurements. Goods are either produced or purchased for sale. The third is sale of, and S stands for sale or exchange. Without selling goods or services, there is no business. And R stands for regular dealings. That is, a one time transaction is never considered as a business. So now let's move on. Pure is. P stands for profit motive, and profit is essential for the survival and growth of business. And U stands for uncertainty of return. Profit is never guaranteed. Then R stands for risk, so cannot be completely eliminated. Risk cannot be completely eliminated in a business. And S stands for I stands for investment. That is capital needed for land, machinery, and raw materials. In a business, investment is compulsory. And S stands for satisfaction of human wants. So, business exists to satisfy customers' need by providing goods and services. So, remember the full code EPSR plus PURIS. That is the all characteristics of a business. This is a simple, easy way how to remember these points. Now that we understood what business is, let's look why business exists. The goal that a business wants to achieve are called business objectives. So, business objectives are classified into four: economic objectives, social objectives, human objectives, and national objectives. So, economic objectives. These includes earning profit, creating customers, and introducing innovations. Second one is social objectives. A business should serve society by providing quality products, charging fair prices, and avoiding unfair trade practices. And next is human objectives. Human objectives focus on employees' welfare by providing fair wages, training, motivation, and a healthy work environment. And national objectives. A business also contribute to the country's development by generating employment, promoting balanced regional development, and supporting economic growth. So remember this symbol called ESHN, that is economic, social, human, and national objectives. Let's now understand the economic objectives in little more details. There are three important objectives. The first one is earning profit. Profit is the primary objective of every business. It is a reward for taking risk and helps the business to survive and grow. The second is creating customers. A business can earn profit only when the customers buy its products. Therefore, business should provide a good quality products at reasonable price and better customer services. The third is innovation. Innovation means introducing new products or new technology or better methods of production. For example, online banking, digital payments, and electric vehicles are all innovations. So, simply remember that economic objectives means it should include earning profit, creating customers, and innovations. Next is social objectives. A business should provide quality product at fair prices, avoid black marketing, create employment opportunities, and contribute to the development of the society. Next is human objectives. Employees are one of the most valuable assets of a business. Therefore, business should provide fair wages, good working condition, training and opportunities for employees development. The next is national objectives. Business supports the country's growth by increasing national income, promoting self-reliance, encouraging balanced regional development, supporting weaker section of the society, and increasing exports. Now let's move on to the next topic, classification of business activities. Business activities are broadly classified into two, industry and commerce. First, industry. Industry is concerned with the production, processing, manufacturing or extraction of goods. It creates farm utility, which means converting raw materials into finished products. Next is commerce. Commerce includes all the activities that helps in the distribution and exchange of goods from producer to consumers. Commerce creates place utility and time utility. It ensures that goods reach the right place at the right time. A simple way to remember is industry produces goods and commerce distributes goods. Industries are broadly classified into three types. First one is primary industry, second one is the secondary industry, and third one is tertiary industry. First one is primary industry. Primary industries obtain raw materials directly from nature. They are divided into two categories: extractive industry and genetic industry. So, what is extractive industry? These industries collect products directly from natural resources. For example, including mining, fishing, forestry, and oil extractions. Next is genetic industry. These industries are involved in breeding plants and animals to increase their production. Example includes poultry farming, dairy farming, cattle breeding, and plant nurseries. So always remember, extractive means taking from nature and genetic means growing or breeding. Next is secondary industry. Secondary industry converts raw material into finished goods. They add value to the product and make them ready for consumers. Secondary industries are of two types: manufacturing industry and construction industry. First, manufacturing industry. Here, raw materials are converted into finished goods. For example, sugarcane mills, textile industry, automobile industry. Next is construction industry. The industry creates permanent infrastructures like roads, rails, bridge, buildings, and dams. Next, we move on to the third type of industry, that is tertiary industry. Tertiary industry provides service that supports primary and secondary industry. Unlike the other industry, the tertiary industry does not produce goods. Instead, it provides services that supports both primary and secondary industry. For example, includes transportation, banking, insurance, and communication services. So remember the simple point: primary industry collects raw material and secondary industry produces goods and tertiary industry provides services. Now let's understand commerce. Commerce includes all the activities involved in the distribution and exchange of goods and services from producers to consumers. Commerce has two main components. The first is trade, which means buying and selling of goods and services. The second is aids to trade, which are activities that helps trade to run smoothly. Commerce removes different barriers between producers and consumers. For example, transportation removes the barriers of distance, and warehousing removes the barriers of time, and the insurance removes the barriers of risk, and the banking removes the barriers of finance, and the advertising removes the barriers of information. So simple point is to remember is commerce equal to trade plus aids to trade. Now let's understand trade. Trade simply means the buying and selling of goods and services with the objectives of earning profit. Trade is classified into two types: internal trade and external trade. First, internal trade. It refers to the buying and selling of goods within the country. Next is external trade. External trade which takes place between different countries. External trade are classified into three types: export, import, and entry port. The first is export. Export means selling of goods to another country. And the second is import. Import means buying goods from another country. And the third is entry port. Here, Goods are imported from one country and then re-exported to another country without being used in the importing country. So a simple trick is import means to buy and export means to sell and entry port means import and export. Next topic is aids to trade. So aids to trade are those activities that support business by removing different barriers. So to remember them easily, use the memory trick DBIWA. T stands for transportation. It removes the barriers of distance by moving goods from one place to another. B stands for banking. It removes the barriers of finance by providing loans and credit facilities. I stands for insurance. It removes the barriers of risk by protecting business from financial losses. W stands for warehousing, which removes the barriers of time by storing goods until they are needed. And finally, A stands for advertisement. It removes the barrier of information by creating awareness among customers. Let's move on to the next important concept, business risk. Business risk means the possibility of earning inadequate profit or even suffering losses due to uncertainties. An important point to remember is risk can be reduced, but it can never be completely eliminated. Business risk reduces through proper planning, insurance, market research, and diversification. Now, let's look to the cause of business risk. The first one is natural cause. Natural causes like flood, earthquake, fires, and droughts. Human causes like theft, fraud, employee strike, carelessness, and riots. And economic causes by inflation, recession, increased competition, fall in demand, etc. And other causes include government policy changes, technological changes, political instabilities, change in customer preference, etc. Our next topic is factors to be considered before starting a business. Before starting any business, an entrepreneur should carefully consider a few important factors. The first one is type of business. Choosing a business on your interests, skills, and market demands. The second is size of business. Decide whether the business should be small scale, medium scale, or large scale. The next is third is location. A good location should have easy access to transport, raw material, labor, electricity, and customers. Next is finance. Every business needs sufficient capital to start and operate smoothly. The next is physical facility, such as machinery, equipment, building, and other infrastructures. The next point is competent workforce. Skilled and efficient employees are essential for business success. Next point is tax planning. Every business should understand GST, income tax, and other legal requirements. The final point is launching the business. Once everything is ready, the business can be introduced to the market with proper planning. With this, we come to the end of Unit 1, Evolution and Fundamentals of Business. I hope this quick revision has helped you understand the concepts in a simple and easy way to remember. Remember, success in examination is not about studying for long hours. It is about revising the right concepts regularly. If you found this lecture helpful, please like, share and subscribe to Concept-Wise Learning Hub. Clear concepts for smarter study. If you have any doubt, please comment. I will attach the PDF of the whole Unit 1 lesson below. Thank you for watching. See you in next class.